YouTube, what is going on? It's Nick from the Real Hero Show to talk about the newly dropped House of the Dragon trailer premiering next month on HBO Max. If you're new here and want to help support the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and hit the bell for all future notifications of when I decide to post videos, which hopefully will be a little more than usual in the near future. So I did watch this trailer once initially, and I busted out the book here, i.e., the source material. Um, and It's been a couple years since I've read through this, but I'm looking forward to doing like a reskim of it and just again kind of seeing a little bit more about how accurate this show is. I don't know how many seasons there will be, and I'm not too sure if they've actually announced how many seasons this series will go, but if it were my guess, I could maybe think about having 3 to 4 seasons. I thought this show would initially start off from the beginning of Aegon's conquest, which it doesn't look like we are getting that. So I'm a little sad to see that, because that whole story, that the lore behind that is awesome, and just it's brutal, but it's great storytelling, it's great fiction. So this season, rather this series takes place, years later, after Aegon's conquest, and I'll probably talk a little bit more about this as the season goes on. But essentially, this is what the tree looks like, the family tree here. I know it might be a little hard to see with this light here, but we're about right where my middle finger is, not to flick anyone off, but this is right where we are story wise in this series. So we're missing the top here with Aegon, but let's just see what this trailer shows. I'll give my thoughts about it. Maybe comment along the way and see what you guys think. I do appreciate, before I watch the video again here, I do appreciate the accuracy of characters that are being included in this series, because they do include a lot of characters that are all from this book, i.e., the source material. It doesn't look like they're creating characters, for the fun of it, or just to make their own thing up. And I think that's one of the pros of, obviously, having full access to George R. R. Martin's works. And I really hope they learned their lesson from going off book and sticking to the source material, because those last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones were garbage, as everyone knows, especially the last season. And I think in another video, I'm going to do a comparison between the House of the Dragon show and the Rings of Power show, and why I think one of those shows will do better than the other. But you'll have to tune in to that video and hear my thoughts and breakdowns. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look at this trailer. So I noticed that, they've obviously talked about it too, about how the Iron Throne is more, it's just like over the top, right? There's so many more swords around it than we obviously see in the Game of Thrones series. CGI looks to be on point. Dragons look good. Westeros looks good. Council members of Valyrian and Targaryens.
The firstborn child.
I have to say, though, that
no queen has ever sat the Iron Throne.
The king has an heir, Daemon Targaryen.
I will not be made to choose between my.
I have to say, though, I think the wardrobes that they have created in this show, especially going back to Game of Thrones, have always been very well done. It just looks like it fits the part. And I think that's one of the things I appreciated about George R. R. Martin's writing, is that he's very descriptive, too descriptive in some cases, and why those books are super long and thick with 2 C's. But again, it's the accuracy, it's the detail that they bring into the show that I appreciate. I'm sure many fans appreciate. So, and it's cool to see stuff like this come to life. and live action from the pages, but like you got to appreciate the accuracy. Like this is why source material is important and will always just reign supreme. And if it's not abiding by the source material, then you're tarnishing the works. And I think that's one of the advantages that this show and this series has, and why they hopefully have listened to George R. R. Martin's advice and his consulting.
Brother and my daughter.
Really cool.
Succession will be challenged. Knives will come out.
You are the king. Your duty is to take a new wife.
I have decided to name a new heir. I'm your heir. War is afoot.
Yeah, so war. There's a lot of it in this book. There's war within the Targaryen household, and we should see a lot of that. And again, the case in point is, how many seasons will this show go on to? Because again, depending on what that looks like, then we could see a lot of it this season, and we might see some of it this season, and where it might sort of go into the following seasons as well. I really hope this season doesn't get drawn out a lot. And I'm sure that they'll probably dig into other books along the way. The one I could think about at the top of my head could be between I'm going to go into The Princess and the Queen, maybe. I'm kind of curious again, just we'll know more as the season goes on.
Do you think the realm will ever accept me as their queen?
A woman would not inherit the Iron Throne, because that is the order of things.
When I'm queen, I will create a new
Until
world.
Cersei.
Your family has dragons.
Dragon versus dragons, baby. Let's go. I love how the dragons look in this show. I've always thought that ever since the first Game of Thrones series, but just how unique the dragons look, which this obviously looks like the same color scheme as Daenerys's dragon, but a little bit different with the horns, which is pretty dope. So like the dragons having like their unique looks is cool. That's a big boy.
She could cut off any challenge to her succession.
I am to inherit the Iron Throne. She will block my way.
Our hearts remain as one.
Oh, our hearts are never one.
Have you never imagined yourself on the Iron Throne?
Yeah, so we're gonna see a lot of treachery and deceit, because that's essentially what this show and George R. R. Martin likes to write about, which is still cool, because you got to have drama, right?
Where is duty? Where is sacrifice? They see you as you are.
And she's dead. Yeah, don't get attached to anyone. We already know that. So, but yeah, overall, I think it was a pretty good trailer. And again, I've sort of briefly talked about why I think the show will succeed and should get good reviews from fans. And that just, again, purely has to come down to the accuracy of the book and the lore, and obviously George R. R. Martin being on set, which obviously helps a ton. But let me know what your thoughts were in the comment section. If you appreciated this trailer, did you like what you saw? Do you have any reservations behind it? Do you have any concerns about what may be included, what might be altered, what they might leave out, which I don't think they should leave anything out, because this isn't a long book. And again, I don't know how long they intend to make this show run for, which I go back to my other point. I was saying this is why they should have started off with Aegon's conquest. Like right out of the gate, I think it would have just been a brutal capture of the audience. You know, and we may see that. We may see a flashback and see how all that sort of unfolded. But I think it would be really cool to really see this go towards the end, and you know, up until Mr. Robert Baratheon and Eddard Stark overthrow the Mad King, which don't know if we'll actually see that, because trying to well, maybe we could just use the younger actors, which I think would work. So maybe we'll see. Who knows? But yeah, I look forward to seeing the show next month. I'm going to be doing a little light reread of this with the chapters that they are pulling from, and just so I'm up to date again with what we should see on a weekly basis with the episodes over the 2.5 months. So yeah, I look forward to reading people's comments, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.